The Ford F-150 SVT Lightning is a series of performance pickup trucks developed by Ford's performance division called SVT, or Special Vehicle Team. The Ford F-150 SVT Lightning set the standard for what a high-performance division should embody, establishing the Special Vehicles Team as a benchmark in the industry, combining remarkable power, precise engineering, and a distinctive design. The SVT Lightning demonstrated the SVT team's ability to create a performance vehicle that reshaped expectations in the truck market. This model became iconic, paving the way for future performance vehicles under the Ford brand and putting the SVT name on notice throughout the automotive world. The Ford F-150 SVT Lightnings ran from the 9th generation to 10th generation Ford F-Series pickup truck, running for a combined 9 years. From its naturally aspirated 351 Windsor V8 to a supercharged 330 Triton V8. In this episode of or rather, a truck in history, we'll go over the Ford F-150 SVT Lightning. The inception of the Ford Special Vehicles Team dates back to 1991, when the company's senior leadership recognized the strategic importance of tapping into the performance vehicle market. The SVT Lightning was created in response to General Motors' all-wheel drive twin-turbocharged V6-powered GMC Cyclone compact pickup truck, as well as Chevrolet's big block-powered C1500 short-bed 454 SS pickup truck. The initiative was launched to assemble a dedicated group of driving enthusiasts within the Ford Motor Company, in collaboration with key suppliers. This cross-disciplinary team, composed of engineers, product planners, and marketing professionals, uniting them with a singular objective, which was to design and produce vehicles that would satisfy the needs and aspirations of high-performance automotive enthusiasts. The SVT team was tasked with the development and marketing of a range of halo vehicles designed to enhance the prestige of Ford's overall vehicle lineup and elevate the brand's image within the competitive performance vehicle segment. Vehicles that can brake as effectively as they can accelerate, offer a smooth ride alongside exceptional handling, and most importantly, deliver an enjoyable driving experience. Every vehicle bearing the SVT badge is crafted with 4 core principles: performance, substance, exclusivity, and value. SVT made its official debut at the 1992 Chicago Auto Show, where the 1993 SVT Mustang Cobra and SVT F-150 Lightning were revealed. Both models hit the market in February of 1993. The Ford F-150 Lightning started as a regular cab short bed F-150 XLT powered by a 351 cubic inch Windsor V8, which was constructed from cast iron, featuring a bore of 4 inches and a stroke of 3.50 inches, with the 8.8 to 1 compression ratio, with the overhead valve configuration. Then, SVT added Ford's Motorsport's GT40 cast iron cylinder heads, bigger valves helping improve airflow, a more aggressive camshaft, a better flowing aluminum intake manifold with tubular exhaust headers. The addition of an aluminum drive shaft with Ford's iconic 8.8-inch rear end featuring 410 gears, to pair with an upgraded Ford E40D 4-speed automatic transmission, which was the only transmission available for the Lightning. Additional improvements were lowering the ride height 1 inch up front and 2.5 inches in the rear, incorporating stiffer springs, shock absorbers, and thicker stabilizer bars. The Ford F-150 SVT Lightning came equipped with 275/60 R17 tires, making 240 horsepower between 3,600 RPM and 4,200 RPM, 340 pound-feet at 3,200 RPM, with a red line of 5,000 RPM. The Lightning hit 60 miles an hour in 7.2 seconds, completing the quarter mile in 15.8 seconds at 86 miles per hour, with a top speed between 100 to 110 miles an hour. The Ford F-150 SVT Lightning marked a significant milestone for Ford's performance division, signaling their potential and introducing the automotive world to the high-performance capabilities of SVT. It set the stage for future innovations, showing the world that Ford was making a return to the performance vehicle market. First-generation F-150 SVT Lightnings ran from 1993 to 1995 with a total of 11,563 units being built. The success of the first generation SVT Lightning prompted SVT to return to the drawing board to develop a worthy successor for the first generation SVT Lightning. Ford reintroduced the SVT Lightning in 1999, being built off a regular cab short bed F-150 XLT powered by a 330 cubic inch modular V8 called the Triton. The Triton featured a cast iron block with aluminum cylinder heads and has a bore of 3.4 inches and a stroke of 4.1 inches. With the 8.4:1 compression ratio versus the 9:1 compression ratio in the standard Triton. The Triton featured a single overhead cam valve train configuration. The SVT Lightning's Triton came equipped with a Generation 4 liquid-to-air cooled belt-driven Eaton M112 Roots type supercharger that displaced 112 cubic inches, pumping out 8 psi of boost. Modifications didn't just stop with the supercharger. The Lightning's Triton got stronger wrist pins and unique lower compression forged pistons due to the use of the previously mentioned supercharger. In terms of the drivetrain, the Generation 2 Lightning used a 9.75-inch rear end which featured a limited slip differential with 355 gears for 1999 to 2000. Switching to a shorter 373 gear set for 2001 to 2004, attached to a modified Ford 4R100 4-speed automatic derived from Ford's Power Stroke diesel connected by an aluminum driveshaft. The Generation 2 SVT Lightning's ride height was lowered 1.5 inches in the front and 2 inches in the rear. The second generation SVT Lightning also used 4-wheel disc brakes taken from the Ford F-250, as opposed to the first generation front disc brake rear drum brake setup. In 2001, SVT incorporated Bilstein shocks all around. Second generation SVT Lightnings used 1.22-inch diameter sway bars up front and 0.91-inch diameter sway bars in the rear. The second generation SVT Lightning ran 295/45 ZR18 tires. The 1999 to 2000 SVT Lightnings make 360 horsepower at 4,750 RPM and 440 pound-feet of torque at 3,250 RPM, with the red line of 5,250 RPM. Revisions to the lower intake manifold as well as the 3.54-inch mass airflow meter versus the 3.15-inch mass airflow meter gave the 2001 to 2004 SVT Lightnings 380 horsepower at 4,750 RPM and 450 pound-feet of torque at 3,250 RPM, with the red line of 5,250 RPM. The 1999 to 2000 SVT Lightnings could rocket to 60 miles an hour in 6.2 seconds, completing 1,320 feet in 14.6 seconds at 97 miles an hour. The 2001 to 2004 SVT Lightnings could hit 60 miles per hour in 5.8 seconds, completing 1,320 feet in 13.9 seconds with a trap speed of 100 miles per hour, with a top speed between 142 to 149 miles an hour, being the fastest production truck for 5 years until it was surpassed by the 2004 Dodge Ram SRT-10 that broke the record by reaching 154.587 miles per hour. Lightning struck twice with the second generation SVT Lightning, further cementing its legacy among automotive enthusiasts. The second generation SVT Lightning earned a spot for not only tearing up the streets but also on movie screens by being Brian O'Connor's pickup truck in the first Fast and Furious movie. The second generation SVT Lightning ran from 1999 to 2004 with a total of 28,124 units being built.
With the success of the second generation SVT Lightning and the introduction of Ford's new Edge design language in the 11th generation of the Ford F-Series, the demand for a successor to the second generation SVT Lightning seemed like the logical next step forward. To celebrate the 10-year anniversary of the SVT division, a concept SVT Lightning was showcased at the 2003 North American International Auto Show. This came in the form of the third generation SVT Lightning. The third generation SVT Lightning, just like its predecessors, took lessons learned from the previous iterations and built off of what made them great. The third generation SVT Lightning was built on a regular cab F-150 with a flare side box. It would be powered by a supercharged 330 cubic inch dual overhead cam V8 based on the Ford GT's architecture. It would feature H-beam Manley connecting rods and forged aluminum pistons with 2 injectors per cylinder. It would also come equipped with high-performance aluminum cylinder heads similar to those used on the 2000 Ford SVT Mustang Cobra R, which were paired with free-flowing exhaust headers and distinctive dual side exit exhaust pipes. The SVT team even developed a supercooler system, which gave a clever boost of short-term power. Instead of relying solely on a traditional front-mounted intercooler, the system takes advantage of the vehicle's air conditioning freon to chill a small reservoir of coolant to about 30 degrees Fahrenheit. When throttle is fully applied, this chilled coolant is directed into the engine's intercooler, letting it remove up to 20% more heat from the supercharged air and creating a denser, more powerful charge. A similar system to Dodge's power chiller system in the 2018 Demon. The supercooler system would show a green light on the dash to let the driver know the system is ready, and it engages automatically under wide open throttle, which can temporarily gain up to 50 horsepower for roughly 30 to 45 seconds. The SVT supercooler system can fully recharge in around 2 minutes under normal driving conditions, similar in effect to nitrous oxide but far cleaner and fully integrated. The system is contained, more environmentally friendly than nitrous oxide, and fully regenerative, helping provide drivers with a controlled performance edge without any aftermarket modifications. Ford claimed the third generation SVT Lightning would make 500 horsepower and 500 foot-pounds of torque, attached to a console-mounted short-throw T56 6-speed manual. SVT didn't just design this super truck to go fast in a straight line, it also came equipped with independent rear suspension taken from a Ford Expedition. The upper control arms were modified to accommodate the oversized wheels and tires. SVT even added 15-inch cross-drilled ventilated discs and Brembo 6-piston brakes up front and 4-piston brakes in the rear. The rims featured massive 295/40 R22s for the front and 325/45 R22s for the rear. According to estimates, the third generation SVT Lightning could hit 60 miles an hour in 5.8 seconds, passing the quarter mile in 13.8 seconds between 100 to 104 miles an hour with a top speed of 149 miles an hour. The third generation SVT Lightning was set to debut for the 2005 model year, but unfortunately SVT would pull the plug on the third generation SVT Lightning after not reaching development targets with rising costs and it being impractical to build a high-performance pickup truck. The Ford F-150 SVT Lightning was a truck that was ahead of its time, a high-performance pickup truck that combined power with everyday practicality long before the world was fully ready to embrace the concept. It was only created to compete with General Motors' GMC Cyclone and the Chevrolet 454 SS, but also showcased the SVT division's ability to create high-performance vehicles that cater to the needs and aspirations of high-performance automotive enthusiasts by making vehicles to further elevate the driving experience, not just for straight-line performance, but also in handling by upgrading suspension, brakes, and tires. While the Lightning was a niche vehicle during its production run, its influence is unmistakable today, with modern performance pickup trucks like the Ram TRX and even the original Dodge street truck, the earlier mentioned Dodge Ram SRT10, to even Ford's own Raptor and Raptor R, to even the modern take on the SVT Lightning, the Ford F-150 FP700. From its naturally aspirated overhead valve 351 cubic inch Windsor V8s to a supercharged single overhead cam 330 cubic inch modular Triton V8 to a concept that had the heart of a Ford GT, the Ford F-150 SVT Lightning remains in a class of its own when it comes to automotive innovation.